This is Nightline.
Tonight, manhunt. The urgent search for a former police chief turned convicted murderer and rapist. His heinous crimes making him the subject of a true crime series, Devil in the Ozarks.
You know, it's just disgusting to think that one man has that much power to do that.
Inside his brazen escape,
he puts together a makeshift prison employee uniform and is actually caught on camera.
From Alcatraz to Dannemora to New Orleans, how inmates on the run continue to grip the nation. Plus, I Will Survive with Gloria Gaynor, the disco queen with the timeless anthem.
I always say, if you don't know your own self-worth, no one will pay it.
Now out with new empowering music, When I See You.
When I see you, I see powerful.
It's a song that I'm hoping will uplift and encourage people who are feeling a little lack of self-confidence.
And at 81 years young, the two things she says keeps her going.
You look fantastic.
Thank you.
What's the secret?
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Thanks for joining us. Tonight, Grant Hardin, dubbed the Devil in the Ozarks, has put that community and the entire country on alert for more than a week. The convicted murderer brazenly escaped prison. Perhaps even scarier, this Arkansas criminal used to be a police chief. The Ozarks, known for its small towns and natural beauty, now the subject of a more than week-long prison break manhunt, seemingly out of nowhere. Officials urgently searching for Grant Hardin, dubbed the Devil in the Ozarks by some, a former Arkansas police chief, now an escaped convicted murderer and rapist, still on the run. The saga rattling small-town Arkansas and the nation.
A lot of people are there speculating, of course. Is he still here? Is he around here? If so, where is he?
But definitely taking the extra precautions and locking all my doors.
Not to say that I don't trust that they're doing everything they can. It's just he's obviously clever, and it's nerve-wracking.
It came on the heels of a recent New Orleans jailbreak.
Now to the urgent manhunt at this hour after a jailbreak in Louisiana, 10 inmates escaping.
The inmates yanking open a jail cell door, breaching a wall behind a toilet.
New Orleans and Arkansas are very similar. They both use vulnerabilities of the prison, in effect, to escape. You know, whether it be compromised staff, compromised equipment, whatever it might be. Which allowed all of them to go on the run.
And the capture today of a Texas man wanted for murder who had evaded authorities for nearly a month. On Sunday, May 25th, Hardin walked out of the medium-security Calico Rock prison.
He made his escape over very, very difficult topography. The place isn't called Calico Rock for nothing. It's a very rocky terrain. Yet he's made it, and he's been on the run for days and days and days.
The 56-year-old locked up since 2017.
He is just an evil man. He should not be trusted.
In one word, I would say he is a sociopath.
Officials say Hardin disguised himself before a prison guard buzzed him through a secure entryway.
He puts together a makeshift prison official uniform and is actually caught on camera pushing a dolly out, just acting calm, normally, as if he worked there, and the man escapes.
Those security lapses now under investigation and an internal review at the prison underway.
It's a little hard for me to imagine that he pulled all that off with nobody else involved. Like every fugitive, time is not necessarily on their side unless they've really got tight resources. I mean, like Whitey Bulger. Whitey Bulger stayed on the run for, a dozen plus years because he had a lot of money. And he went to a community in California, and basically he and his wife posed to somebody else.
The FBI and U.S. Marshals offering a combined reward of $25,000 for information leading to Hardin's arrest. Authorities closing roads and scouring heavily wooded areas and caves nearby, warning Hardin could be armed and dangerous.
Now, is he inside one of those caves? It makes it very difficult to search for him because you'd literally have to climb rocks and go from entrance to entrance into caves. But if he is up there, then somebody pre-planned that. You can't just go into a cave and stay there for weeks. What are you going to eat? How are you going to survive?
My colleague Faith Abube spoke to the communications director for the Arkansas Department of Corrections late last week.
There is a building sense of frustration just
wanting to bring this to an end, wanting to make sure that, the community is safe and that this, dangerous inmate is brought in.
So law enforcement is going to look at friends and associates. Who has visited him in the prison? What phone calls has he made? Are any of his relatives, for example, she may be an ex-wife, but a wife and a daughter, has he had any contact with them?
Some of his victims and their families truly terrified.
I mean, it just seems so unreal. I mean, how does this happen?
Cheryl Tillman is the sister of James Appleton, who Grant Hardin pleaded guilty to murdering in 2017. Hardin shot Appleton in the head. Investigators found his body in his truck.
What happened? Somebody shot this old boy.
I got a phone call from a lady that said that my brother was on a hill. It looked like he was slumped over the steering wheel.
Cheryl says James, a water department employee for the city, was often at odds with Hardin.
Grant was very hard to get along with. They didn't have a very good relationship.
The family says they don't understand why Hardin would kill James.
He could never give us a reason why this happened. And that's all we ever wanted, was a reason why.
That night of the murder, Hardin was arrested.
Can I get a lawyer?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need to.
It's up to you.
But obviously something's going on and I need one.
Can you stand up for me? Alright, go ahead and turn around, put your hands behind your back. Being placed under arrest for capital murder.
Nathan Smith helped prosecute Hardin's case.
He had a sample drawn from him for DNA comparisons, and as a result of that, it was proven that he was the offender in an unsolved rape case from 1997, and he pled guilty to that additional charge.
He attacks a school teacher, for Pete's sake, on a Sunday morning getting ready for class.
Yes, sir. We just had a teacher molested in the bathroom here.
A teacher, sir?
Yes.
Who did it?
We don't know. She went in the bathroom and someone grabbed her.
This guy will do anything. He viciously raped a school teacher in the bathroom at gunpoint.
Hardin was given a combined 50-year prison sentence for both the 2017 murder and the 1997 rape.
What stands out to me about Mr. Hardin is not only the manner in which he committed both of these heinous crimes, but also that he could commit these two crimes so far apart from one another and go for years and years and years, live with that, work in law enforcement.
There's a term that's called parallel personalities, where they can do absolutely horrible things and come back and lead a normal life.
Our ABC affiliate, KHBS, reporting that prior to the crimes, Hardin worked for at least 4 separate law enforcement agencies.
He made his way up to constable, police chief.
Hardin was allegedly fired for excessive force and making poor decisions on the job.
Because this escapee is a former police chief and police officer, he's going to at least be more cognizant of, he could be tracked with a cell phone, he knows not to call relatives, friends, associates, those kind of things he maybe would think through.
Hardin's gruesome crimes became the subject of an episode in the true crime series, Shattered.
Even if he said he did do it, I couldn't see that side of him.
And later in the 2023 investigation discovery documentary, Devil in the Ozarks.
You know, it's just disgusting to think that one man has that much power to do that.
If he's not a psychopath or a sociopath, they're going to have to redefine the term.
Pop culture has long been fascinated by the thrilling stories of inmates' escapes, immortalized in film and television.
This island is solid rock. No one's ever busted out.
In 1979, the Clint Eastwood-led film Escape from Alcatraz hit the silver screen to much fanfare. The movie, based on a real-life escape of 3 inmates who tunneled and climbed their way through maximum security prison. It's unclear if the trio survived their attempt to get off the island. They were never found. And the Golden Globe-nominated series Escape at Dannemora.
These are dangerous people, and they're nothing to be trifled with.
Chronicled the infamous 2015 prison break of 2 convicted murderers at the Clinton Correctional Facility in upstate New York, helped by a prison employee who prosecutors say was their lover. Last year, Danilo Cavalcante, a convicted murderer, made a shocking escape from county lockup in Pennsylvania by crab walking up the walls in the jail yard. He was captured after an intense 2-week manhunt. And today, a search still ongoing for 2 of those 10 inmates who made that brazen escape from a jail in New Orleans more than 2 weeks ago.
Prison breaks are sort of inevitable. Many prisons and jails are understaffed. Like the one in New Orleans maybe had 60% of the manpower they needed to run it. Low pay also doesn't attract people that are the most trustworthy.
Back in the Ozarks, authorities continue the manhunt for Hardin.
I have a lot of faith in our state, local, and federal law enforcement officials. I know that they're doing everything they can do. They're moving heaven and earth to find him. And so I'm hopeful that they'll recapture him soon.
Be vigilant, to just keep your doors locked, you know, just be careful. He is an evil man.
And when we come back, we're one-on-one with Gloria Gaynor, songstress behind one of the world's biggest Putting My Life Back Together songs ever. Why she says I Will Survive continues to empower even her. Welcome back. Gloria Gaynor is perhaps best known for her show-stopping anthem of self-reliance, I Will Survive. The star herself, well, she's not just surviving, she is thriving. Here's ABC's Deborah Roberts.
Gloria Gaynor, what a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Okay, I confess, I have been humming I Will Survive all morning. I'm sorry. I just can't help it. I mean, when I hear your name, this song has powered so many people through so many things. What does it mean to you when you hear I Will Survive?
Well, it does the same for me when I sing it. Yeah, I sang a marathon version of it when I got divorced. And it just means to me an opportunity to encourage, uplift people, you know, help them through whatever it is they're going through. That's what was the purpose.
We have a clip of you performing I Will Survive in the Sopot Festival in Poland back in 1980. Let's take a look. I love that glittery top.
I made it.
You made it?
Yeah, I made the outfit.
Oh my gosh.
I used to make all my clothes.
I read that I Will Survive was on the flip side. Nobody was expecting it to be a big hit.
Right.
And it turned out to be your biggest.
Yeah. Well, when I first read the lyrics, I knew. Because I was standing in a back brace having had surgery on my spine. And I was relating that to it. And so I believed that everybody, whatever they were going through, would relate to that and gain strength and courage from that song. So, as I was doing even while I was recording it.
Many people have interpreted it as a feminist anthem over the years, that it is all about feminism. But you made some headlines recently with the British tabloid.
I sang this song for the women and the good men. All 2 of them.
But you said that you don't see yourself as a feminist. What do you mean by that?
Well, I grew up with 5 brothers. Okay, so I love men, and I mean, I love male company to this day. If being a feminist is about uplifting, encouraging women, having women understand their own self-worth, because I always say if you don't know your own self-worth, no one will pay it.
Right,
okay?
right.
I'm all about that. I'm all about encouraging women and uplifting and empowering and helping them to understand their own self-worth and how much they bring to the table.
And you and I were talking just before we sat down today about your touring in Europe, and you have been so embraced in Europe, but you've spoken publicly about the fact that you haven't quite defined that same footing in the States always.
No, I haven't. But that's only because, let me say it that way, it's only because during my marriage, my husband was my manager, and he kept me in Europe. He kept me away from the United States, away from home.
So it was sort of a deliberate choice to be in Europe and to actually enjoy that culture. And now you have a new project coming out, Happy Tears.
Yes.
Tell us all about it.
Well, it's, again, songs aimed at uplifting and encouraging people, helping them to recognize their own self-worth and to walk in their strengths. So the first song that we wrote for this EP was Fight or Known. And I was rehearsing with my vocal coach, and we were rehearsing I Will Survive, and got to the part that says, if I'd have known for just 1 second, you'd be back to bother me. And those words were illuminated in my mind. If I'd have known, I said, oh, I have to write a song with that. She said, with what? I said, if I'd have known. She said, if I had known. I said, no, we're Americans, we don't say that. We say if I'd have known. If I'd have known, you stupid. You know?
You have a song on the new release called When I See You.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, it's a song that I'm hoping will uplift and encourage people who are feeling a little lack of self-confidence, you know, afraid to go forward in some project or some dream that they have, and that they will hear me saying, when I see you, I see you able to do whatever it is you choose to do.
When I see you, I see powerful. I see fearless in the fire in your eyes.
Is it possible that you could be coming up on 82?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
What's the secret?
Thank you. Jeans and Jesus.
Jeans and Jesus. But you are still going strong. You're going to be touring, you said, this summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gloria Gaynor, you are not only surviving, you are thriving.
Yeah.
You make so many people happy with your
Thank you.
music, and I can't thank you enough for coming by today.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Such a pleasure to meet you. Juju?
And such a pleasure to watch them in conversation. Thanks, Deborah. Gloria Gaynor's new EP, Happy Tears, will be released digitally worldwide this Friday. When we come back, learning to fly, the eaglet spreading her wings and leaving the nest. Why experts think it was all about sibling rivalry. Finally tonight, and just like that, they're leaving the nest. With more than 1 million followers around the world watching that family of Southern California bald eagles via live cam, the 2 eaglets born in early March cheered on across the country. Now already learning to fly. According to the Friends of Big Bear Valley, this morning, Sunny, quote, put up her wings to catch the wind and then jumped up and let those beautiful wings carry her, while her sister Gizmo looked on. Recent posts have noted that the eaglets are watching one another's progress and egging each other on. And that's Nightline. You can watch all of our full episodes on Hulu. We'll see you right back here same time tomorrow. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.